Society's crumbling apart. Hookup culture reigns supreme. Everybody's just cheating on each other. The women are more promiscuous than ever. And it's sad because if you ask most men these days, they all kind of have like this same ideology about women. If you were to ask them about girls and dating, they would just say things like, oh, dating is pointless. All girls are just trashed. They're just poison. There's no good girls left. They're all just a bunch of cheaters, liars, and it's all their fault. Everything's always their fault. But these men, you'll notice that they never ever tend to even take a second to look inward. They never ask themselves those tough questions and say, well, you know, maybe there was something that I could have done different. Maybe I should start preparing myself before I get into another relationship. Maybe I should start actually learning about women and how they operate, their needs, why a lot of them are acting out, why my last girl decided to just freak out on me and completely just end the whole entire relationship. But instead they just keep pointing the finger. Oh, you know, it's always the girl's fault. You know, that's just how modern day women are now, I guess. They're all just trash. In my first relationship when I was 18 years old, this girl I was dating, I mean, she was a sweet girl in the beginning, but because I lacked that knowledge, because I wasn't fully equipped, slowly but surely the relationship started to take a left turn. And this was simply because of my ignorance. I straight up fumbled the ball, bro. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to handle women. I didn't know anything at all. I didn't know how women operated. I didn't know how their minds worked whatsoever. Honestly, I wasn't ready for that relationship. But at the same time, it was a good learning experience for me as well. And it's funny because I used to do what I'm telling you right now not to do. I used to always point the finger, always blame. It was always her fault in my own head. Which, yeah, I mean, she wasn't the right girl for me. Like, I know that. But at the same time, I wasn't helping her become her best version of herself either. So today I'm going to discuss 5 truths about women that most men learn way too late. Kicking it off with number 1. She will dominate if you allow her. Now check it out, my brother. There always has to be a dominant one in the relationship. There always has to be the person that has that king-like authority. And honestly, that's the man's job. A man is supposed to naturally kind of take on that role. That's his God-given role, is to rise up and have that authority, have that king-like stature. And what happens is if a man doesn't take on that position, if he doesn't do what he needs to do, and say he gets a little lazy, the woman will then start to rise and she'll start to be the dominant one in the relationship. And most of the time, bro, this isn't even intentional. She'll just naturally start to take on that king-like authority, a position that was never intended for her. So check it out. I know in today's age, you know, it's like we can be equals, right? But no, in a relationship, there cannot be 2 leaders. There cannot be 2 rulers. There has to be a dominant one. And even if you try to force this, if you try to have 2 leaders operate a home, at the end of the day, someone's gonna rise up and have that headship, that head authority. It's just gonna happen naturally on its own. So hey, look, you can't sit here and be like, you know, you want to try out all these new like trends that culture says and like starts up and be like, all right, bro, so check it out. Me and my girl, we both agreed together that like we're gonna be equals in this relationship, right? And so like what are you saying, my guy? Like, okay, but like, no, you can't do that. Like, you can be equal in the value that you bring, right? There's a lot of value on the male side and a lot of value on the female side, right? Both play their parts, play their roles, and bring a lot of value to the table. But you can't have equal roles. It just doesn't work. You can try it, but it doesn't work. It's kind of funny, bro, because like we also, I'm not saying this like in a make fun of, you know, type of way or throwing any shade, but like you see this in gay couples as well. You'll see like 2 dudes, for instance, right? And there's always like a more masculine one, and then there's like a little submissive, little like feminine one, right? And then check this out. So this is just a quick story. Me, my parents, my 2 best bros, and my wife, we all went to go see Rufus Du Sol a few months back at a concert, and right in front of us sat this polyamorous, gay, like quadruple, I don't know how you say that, group relationship. I don't know how to say it. I don't know the terms. And so all 4 of these guys were a couple. You saw them all just like, this guy would kiss this guy would kiss that guy, and then this guy would come over here and kiss that guy. No, I'm not making fun, bro. But check this out. This was the crazy thing. I was like kind of observing, and me and my bro Joel and Ty, we were looking, and we're just like, hey bro, you see what I see right now, bro? Like, what the heck's going on? And you saw though, out of all those 4 guys, there was one guy who you saw, he was the leader. He was the dominant. And when I mean dominant, bro, I mean dominant. I mean like from an angle of like tyranny, bro. Like this guy, he was like I'm just gonna say it, bro. I'm not trying to be mean, but he was a dick, bro. He was not a nice guy. He was screaming at these guys, yelling at them, and like I don't even know what for. He was telling them exactly what they need to do, and he was like a control freak or something. And these other guys, bro, like they just let it all happen. They were just so submissive to this one guy. So I don't know why I'm going off on that tangent. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, no matter what you do, if you're in a even a gay couple, if you're in like a polyamorous kind of deal, like there's always going to be a guy who rises up and kind of takes on that leadership, kingship role. All right, now moving on. Number 2, she will constantly test your masculine frame. Now, most of the time, this won't even be intentional either. I mean, maybe like in the beginning of a relationship, when you're first dating her, she might throw out some little tests here and there intentionally to see how you react, see if you fumble the ball or not. And the same thing like how you would with her. Like, you're gonna ask her certain questions, you're gonna do certain things and see how she reacts as a woman, to see if she's wife worthy, to see if she's eligible to, be in a relationship with. Check it out. A woman, her natural desire is what? We know this. It's security. And her natural tendency is to see how strong, how stable you are as a man. And most men aren't even aware of this. Most women aren't even really aware that they're doing this either. But while she goes on about her life, when you're hanging out with her, she's gonna say certain things, she's gonna do certain things, and she's gonna take like a subconscious kind of note in her head of what you do, how you react, how you handle her craziness, her BS sometimes, right? She's gonna take those little mental notes. And so you've gotta be aware of this as a man. I mean, even like a little simple like cliche things girls always do, like hey, yeah, can you open up this bottle for me? You better be able to freaking open up the bottle, bro. It's all those little things, like, I mean, that's like real little, but it's all the things that add up over time. So my question to you is, are you constantly passing these tests? Are you even aware of these tests? If she's sad, down and out, if she's going through a low point in her life, hey, are you taking her to church? Are you making sure that she's connected with God? What are you saying to her? What are you doing to help her out, to help her grow as a woman? Are you leading her? Are you guiding her? Are you constantly filling up her love tanks? See, check it out, my brother. Your masculine frame goes far beyond just your physical strength. I mean, that's cool. That's one aspect. That's one pillar, right? But there's about 10 other different pillars. It's like with Bree and I, I've constantly proven myself time and time again. I've constantly passed the tests, and I've proven to her that I have a strong mentality. In fact, like, she just kind of laughs sometimes and she calls me crazy. She calls me nutty in like a good way, not like in a demeaning way. But like, for instance, if I'm laying in bed and I'm almost like falling asleep or something, and I realize, oh shoot, I didn't hit my macros today. I need to still get in my protein. I missed the meal or whatever. I'm heading right back out the kitchen and I'm making sure I'm getting in that last meal. And it's just like stuff like that, right? Like, and she'll be like, dude, you're crazy, you're nuts. Or like, for instance, last night, I didn't do my Wim Hof. I'm always on my Wim Hof every single day. Last night I missed it because I was working all day. And then so I just started doing it right there in bed. And she, again, she's like, you're freaking crazy, dude. And we just laugh it off. But it's like, now she has that embedded in her head. She knows that I get my crap done. And that's how she sees me. That's her image of me, is that I'm so laser focused that I'm almost like mentally ill, right? Like, I'm crazy. And so therefore though, she knows that I got that masculine frame. I got that masculine energy. She knows that by being with me, she's got that security that no matter what, I got her. I'm gonna take care of business, because for the 9 years that we've been together, I've always pretty much done what I needed to do. I would say 8-9 times out of 10, more specifically in this last year, 10 times out of 10, I do what I need to do because I've been growing, Number 3, keeping a woman happy is hard work. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's hard as in like, it's so hard it's not even achievable. Like, no matter what I do, I can't make my girl happy. I'm not saying it like that. To make a girl happy, it's actually quite simple, but it is, at the same time, it's still hard work. It's consistent work. It's repetition. So it's hard work, but that hard work can also be very enjoyable. It's like doing something that you love. It's doing a hobby that you love. It's if you have a job like I have, right? Like me doing this here on YouTube. It is the most exhausting work ever, but I love doing it. I'm grateful for it, right? That's what keeps me going every single day. Same thing with a girl. When you put effort into a relationship and you see the fruit coming from it, bro, you just want to keep doing it. You want to keep doing that hard work. See, the problem with most men is that they do all these things to get the girl, and then once they get her, slowly but surely, the enthusiasm wears off and they just start to get lazy. And most of the time, and you have to be aware of this as a man, most of the time you'll get lazy, but you won't even be aware of it. That's the scary part. This even happens to me sometimes. Sometimes I'll get lazy in certain things, certain areas. One of Bree's love tanks is physical touch. And sometimes I'll get lazy with that. I'll start loving her in like other ways when I need to be loving her in that way, because that's the love language that she speaks. And sometimes she likes her back rubbed, right? That's like one of her love languages. And sometimes I'll go days without doing it, and she needs that tank filled back up again. And so I have to get on it. I got to like double up on it and do it kind of like 2-3 times a day to kind of make up. And she doesn't like require this of me or anything like that. I just do it out of the pureness of my heart, just because I want to. I want to make her feel good. Call it simping, call it whatever you want, bro. I don't give up. brick. This is my wife. I love making her happy. Simple as that. Because when I make her happy, she returns the favor. And that's the thing right there. That's the difference from simping. When you are simping for a girl, that's what makes it simping, is that she doesn't return anything back. It's not reciprocal. But when a couple is serving each other constantly, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. And that's what keeps the relationship going. That's what keeps the fire alive. But back to what I was saying. So women, they always want to feel loved. They want to feel that constant affection from a man. So even the little things, bro, like if I'm driving, I got my hand on her lap, or I'm holding her hand, something like that. When we're out in public talking to other people, I might grab her right around the waist. I might put my arm around her, just depending on where we're at, what we're doing. I might just hold her hand, or I might lean over, whisper into her ear, how gorgeous she looks like, how beautiful she is. It's the little things, bro. Do not stop the little things. Those little things, bro, even though it's hard work, like they go a long way with a woman. Trust me on this. A woman, she wants to give you everything, bro. She wants to make her man happy. She wants to make her man feel like the king. So remember this, bro. A girl wants to do this for you, but you can't just freely expect it. You gotta put a little bit of work in too. But when you put that work in and you have a good woman, bro, she's gonna give you back everything tenfold. And a lot of guys, it's funny because they're like, oh, Dre, like, what do I do for her then? Like, how do I make her feel happy? How do I shower her with love? And it's like, just do what you did in the beginning of the relationship, my guy. How did you get her? Okay, keep doing that. Simple science, bro, simple math. So check it out, just last final note here. A relationship, no matter how great the relationship is, no matter how much the couple loves each other, like my wife and I, honestly, nobody I know has a relationship like my wife and I. We are inseparable. We do everything together. We can't get enough of each other, right? So this is a very rare thing that my wife and I have, but at the same time, no matter what, bro, like a relationship at the end of the day is always low-key conditional in a way. It is. I hate saying that even about Brie and I, because at the end of the day, it's like we love each other unconditionally, right? We say that all the time. And even in my worst moments, like she still loves me, she still shows me love, and vice versa. But still, at the very end of the day, if I continue down a dark path and I just continue to not do what I needed to do as a man, if I continue to not love her the way that she wanted to be loved, and then if I started to go down that route where I just don't even care anymore, I'm just getting lazy with myself and I'm not handling my responsibilities, if I kept going down that road year after year after year, the love will start to fade. Simple as that, no matter how great a relationship is. The only relationship for a man, honestly, that is truly unconditional is probably your relationship with your mom. She's always gonna love you no matter what. No matter even if you're a lazy bum living on the street, right? She's still gonna love you. So with a woman, with a wife, it's a little different because in a marriage, you gotta show up. Which now this leads me into number 4. Women cannot stand defeated men. Now notice I didn't necessarily say that they can't stand emotional men. Emotions can be used in a great way sometimes. For instance, I'm kind of like an emotional guy, dude. I have a lot of emotions going through me all the time. Even with like my wife, like I get all giddy, I get all happy when I'm around her. Freaking love her, I adore her. Can't get enough about her. I got this great passion for her. And I'm like, I'm low-key obsessed, bro, just being real. I think my wife is just it, my dude. That's why like I just talk about her all the time like this. I get like annoying about it. And so that's why emotions can be used in a great way. If she's happy and excited, I'm happy and excited. If she's bummed out and sad, I kind of get a little bummed out and sad. But then I can use that emotion to give, to contribute to her life, to build her up. Emotions are great and they can actually be used in a very productive way. But emotions can also be very bad as well if you allow them to submit you into defeat. I know the whole like red pill community, we talk about how, you can never be like emotional or anything like that. And I get kind of like what they're saying, but what they're really talking about is being defeated. A girl doesn't want to see her man constantly defeated. At the end of the day, bro, like we're all human beings. Of course, we're gonna get emotional at times, right? I heard this podcast the other day of this guy saying how he was at his uncle's funeral and it was the first time his girlfriend saw him shedding a couple tears. And he's like, she never saw me the same after that. It's like, what do you, maybe you need to just forget this chick then. Who the heck is this chick? A woman, I mean, if she's really legit like down for you, if she's a good woman, she's not gonna just see you differently or just get up and leave you because she saw you cry one time. Like, what the heck? That's a trashy woman. But anyways, I don't mean to go on a whole rant about that, but either way, hey look, a girl does not wanna see you defeated all the time, right? There's a difference between crying and whining. Crying happens every once in a great while, right? When something actually truly traumatic happens. Whining, on the other hand, is a constant repetitive thing. Whining simply just means you're defeated and you're more than likely not going to do anything about it because you're not going to own up, you're not going to take responsibility. It's always everybody else's fault and not your own. At the end of the day, a man needs mastery over himself, over his emotions. He can't allow those emotions to consume him, to take over, and to turn into constant defeat. Number 5, now this is a powerful one. Pay attention, bro. It's probably the most important. Women will turn one problem into many. So check this out, as a good example. Back when I was first dating my first girlfriend, back when I was 18, so me and her were kind of having some problems, and I went to my pastor about it. I was kind of telling him what we were dealing with. I was trying to get some advice from him, and I was like, you know, it all started, this is kind of what I was telling him, I was like, it all started just with like, I had a couple disagreements with her parents, or some things that which we did not agree on whatsoever, and so it started with that, and then now she's saying to me, bro, that like, she thinks we might be like not compatible anymore, and then like, I forgot everything she said, but like all these other problems started to arise out of nowhere, and I was like, how did it even get to this? Like everything's turning into a wildfire now. And he started laughing at me, and he's like, this is what girls do. This is just a natural tendency that they have. They'll take one problem and start applying it, start building up all these other problems around it. It's just a natural thing. And he's like, what you gotta do is just simplify everything. Go back and handle just the first initial problem, and if once you just take care of that, the other problems will just start to fade away. And so he's like, you need to go back and have that conversation with her, have that conversation with her parents as well. Make sure you fix all of that first. And then all those feelings about her not feeling like, you know, she's inadequate to be your wife, or her feeling like you guys are not compatible, and like that's just all gonna go away. Just handle that first problem first. So that's some fire advice right there. The thing that I used to do with her is that I used to match her energy on everything, which is not the route you want to go as a man. See, I used to be like, oh no, you don't think we're compatible anymore? What do you mean, babe? Like, and I was like, no, what I should have done is not even worried about any of that stuff. Just go back and handle the main issue, which was with her parents. Make sure I fix that up first. And then naturally she's gonna be like, okay, go, yeah, maybe we are compatible again. I love you, babe, right? So don't even match her energy on all that other stuff. Just get back to the root of the problem. With that said, hope you enjoyed today's video. My brother, please give it a nice big thumbs up. Hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop another one, and another one, and another one. Anyways, hey, check out this video right here. It's a powerful, powerful video. And I'll catch you on the next vid. Peace always.